Hello folks, I'm Leigh Brunellen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic, and today we're going to be talking about what happens when you eat too much sugar. Stay tuned for that. I'll return right after this. So most know the typical things that occur when you consume too much sugar, such as belly fat, right? You may get some acne, you may find yourself fatigued because of low blood sugar and then high blood sugar, basically dysglycemia. So those are very common things. First, we're going to discuss what the difference is between sugars and carbohydrates, because there seems to be a lot of confusion with that. Complex carbohydrates, simple carbs bad, complex great. So let's talk about that. All right, basically a carb is a carb. So that's the first thing. It doesn't matter. Simple complexes are actually made up differences so that basically nutritionists could control what a person eats, saying, oh, that's a simple carb, that's bad, that's a complex carb, that's a veggie, that's good. But a carbohydrate is a carbohydrate. So what is a carbohydrate made up of? Well, there's sugar, there are fiber, and there is starch. Now, the one that isn't commonly spoken of is starch. So what is starch? Well, starch is basically sugar. It is in fact clumped up sugar, or sugar clumps, if you will, but it is sugar. Now, many starches are actually processed, especially with ultra-processed foods that so many eat, from corn. There's food starch, there's modified food starch, there's maltodextrin, there's dextrose, there's corn sugar, there's high fructose corn syrup, and on and on and on. Now, I want you to consider something. You can actually go to the commodities market and purchase a metric ton of corn for about $198. Let's just say $200 for a metric ton of corn. Now, how many boxes of corn flakes do you think that you can make from a metric ton of corn? Now, if you go to Walmart or H-E-B or any grocery store, you'll find that corn flakes are around $4 a box or so, right? So a metric ton of corn can manufacture 3,636 boxes of cornflakes for a whopping $14,500 profit. Now that's actually a 7,000% profit from a metric ton of corn. Now that is a huge profit margin. You know, compare that to a supplement. On a very good day, a profit of a supplement is 25% on a very good day. So you can see there's a I mean, let's invest $200 into a metric ton of corn and sell 3,600 boxes of corn for $14,500 profit. So anyway, I'm diverging obviously a little bit. So let's consider specifically 7 things that happen when you consume too much sugar. Starting with number 7, and that is collagen loss. Now, why are so many people today taking collagen supplements? What's the main reason? Well, they want their skin to look young, fresh, and vigorous. They don't want lines and wrinkles and crow feet and saggy skins and on and on and on and on. Well, guess what? Consuming sugar does far more at destroying collagen than taking collagen through supplementation to your body can possibly do. All right? A lack of collagen greatly accelerates the aging process and makes you look freaking old. Okay? And the way that you can reduce that is by not consuming sugar. That's number 7. Number 6, a white tongue. Now, a white tongue is oftentimes a candida or fungal infection, and you basically can't get rid of that unless you just stop eating sugar. That's just pretty much the way there is to it. Number 5 is chronic sinusitis or sinus infections. Now that is usually linked to another form of fungal infection called aspergillus. And again, you can take many, for years, rounds of antibiotics and still have these sinus infections. And sometimes antibiotics just really don't do anything. 2 weeks later you get again, another course of antibiotics, and this is a continuous thing, you know, monthly, yearly, etc., lifelong, potentially. And that's because antibiotics really don't help fungal infections. And so it ends up making the problem worse. What you have to do, one of the main things, is stop consuming sugar, because sugar causes fungus, molds, yeast to flourish. That's what they grow on, is sugar, through the fermentation process. Number 4 are red, very red gums, or a pink toothbrush. You brush your teeth and you spit out blood, or a pink toothbrush. And what that is because consuming sugar blocks the effects of vitamin C complex. And so when you have these red gums and the pink toothbrush, you're actually having basically a subclinical form of scurvy. Number 3, low testosterone. And with men, of course, low testosterone leads to ED, low libido, mood issues, lack of motivation, weight gain, fatigue, etc., etc. And eating sugar directly creates low testosterone. Number 2, that would be, and you may have already guessed it through number 5, a susceptibility to infections in general. So consuming sugar actually compromises immune function, and depending on the amount of sugar, you can have it compromised for many hours throughout the day, if not the entire day. For example, I think it's a soda, which I believe is 5 tablespoons of sugar, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, that will actually compromise immune effectiveness for up to 12 hours after consuming a 12-ounce soda. This is not a 16-ounce or 20-ounce or, you know, gallon soda that people drink nowadays. So anyway, susceptibility to infections. And then number 1, maybe the most interesting, surprising one of all for individuals, is consuming sugar increases adrenaline and also cortisol levels. What does that mean? Stress. So that means when you consume sugar, you will actually feel more stressed because it is activating that stress mechanism. So I hope you found these things interesting, and if you did, please do me a favor and like and comment on this video. Also share it with your friends. It'll be extremely helpful to get through these social media algorithms that are really suppressing natural health information. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Ray Brunellen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic. Have a great day.